Hi, and welcome to my 5th book critique. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite books that I have read this semester, and it is called No Star Nights. No Star Nights is about the steel mills in Weirton, West Virginia, and it features Anna as a child and her family and what it was like growing up in that time. A couple reasons why I chose this book to feature was because it was very close to home for me. Growing up in Steubenville, Ohio, I grew up around the steel mills and the culture of the steel mills my entire life. But as a child, I didn't really have any tangible books or lessons about what happened and what the culture was actually like. It was just a bunch of stories I would hear from older people who would tell me about the bustling downtown Steubenville, to how Weirton was this great bustling place as well, but no one actually ever gave me a book or any assignments to do about it. Another reason why I decided to choose this book to feature was because it's about the local history, and I think that local community history is so important, especially to students, younger students, I should say, because for them, history can be kind of boring because it's about these old men that they don't know, or it's about things from hundreds of years ago. Whereas if you give them a book about the steel mills, which is a culture they're all very familiar with, that they drive down a highway, they'll see an abandoned mill on their left side. Like, it's just so much apparent in their life. I think it's really important to kind of show them and connect that history is a lot more real and a lot more there than they might think it is. I have created 2 lessons to go with this book. The first lesson is an English language arts lesson for grade 6. In this lesson, I want to focus on my students' analytical skills and be able to develop creatively their own characters, but put them in the time period that Anna wrote this book in and have them explore the different things that they could do or their different takes of what their daily lives, or I should say lives of their characters, would be. The tool I'm going to have my students use for this lesson is bookcreator.com. Bookcreator.com is a really cool website that has all sorts of different books that the students can create. For the sake of this video, I did not create my own account just because it asked for Google Chrome and I don't have that on my computer as of right now. But of course, if I was presenting this as a project in my class, I would have downloaded it and I would have had it prepared for the students. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you some examples of the books that are already on the website that different students around the world have created. So here's the first example. This is a story that students created. It's called Welcome to My Family. And it has different little pictures, and they have, I think what's really cool, the English, and then they'll have like I want to say that's Japanese. Here's another book on the website. This has a couple students made this one, and what I really liked about this one is that they would incorporate videos as well as pictures and text, and I thought that was really cool. The second lesson I created for this featured text is a social studies lesson for grade 3. In this lesson, the students will actually have a video call with Anna herself, and they'll be able to communicate with her and ask her questions about more details of what her everyday life was like living the time that the steel mills were up and working. After their video with Anna, the students will create a museum together. They can pair up or they can do it in single. It's up to them. That they'll present at a local festival, and they'll be able to talk to the community about the things that they learned. The next book I'm going to talk about in today's video is called The Grandfather's Journey. I really liked this book because it was from the perspective of a grandson talking about his Japanese grandfather and his travels to America and back to Japan in the end of his life. And I just thought that that was a really cool take on it, so I definitely recommend this book. The next book is called Mariette on the High Wire. A part of me really liked this book mainly because of the illustrations. I just thought it was beautifully drawn and very colorful. The story itself was very cute and whimsical, but I definitely recommend it for just the illustrations. This next book is probably one of my favorite books just because I'm a lover of winter myself, but this is called Snowflake Bentley. And what I really liked about this book was first that the different technology and how different it was back in Bentley's time to now, where he has to use this large camera just to capture a snowflake. But I also just think it's really beautiful that he was capturing the crystals of the snow and just how he was very much committed to that. And I don't know, there's just something about this book that I really liked. I liked the setup of it. I liked how the illustrations were placed and how on the side of the pages they would have little excerpts of his life. And I just thought it was really cool and a really good book for younger students. This next book is called Dave the Potter. I really liked this book because I thought it was really cool to see a different perspective of slavery in the day, because you have a lot of history books about slavery, but this one's really focused on the art and that the fact that Dave would make these pots and then he would carve and engrave little poems on the side of the pots, and that's actually how we know it was Dave the Potter. He was known for his poetry on these pots, and I just think that that's really cool, and it would be really cool for the students to see that contrast. There isn't much to say about this next book. Although I did enjoy reading it, it was very interesting, just with the different culture of what it was talking about and the fantasies of it. I would recommend it, but I would definitely say it's not for everyone. This next book is really cool, mainly just because it terrifies me, and I just, even reading it, even though it's a cartoon, just reading it, I got nervous. And I'm going to wrap this up real quick because I'm a little over 6 minutes, but this last book is called Joseph Had a Little Overcoat, and I just absolutely adore this book. It's really cute, and it's a good way to show students patterns and textures, and I would definitely recommend this book for any younger students. Thanks for watching!